coming to you today from my window. And as we get into today's topic, you'll understand why this is kind of appropriate. So stay tuned. Hey y'all, RoamTownGirl here. Hope there's no spiders. There was a big guy the other day. He was like this big and he was hanging out right here. So now I hope he went and found a new place to be. So today's video, I want to continue with my mini series on prepping. And like I promised, I always tell you at the beginning, so you know if prepping's not your thing and you're not interested, go ahead and skip this video. You know, I've still got all kinds of other good stuff coming, things that you're more used to me doing, like the RV how-tos, and hopefully we're gonna have some more travel, some stuff with the dogs, and some RV tips and tricks. So before we get started, I want to remind you that this is just RoamTownGirl's Cliff Note version. And if you want to watch the full video where I got this information from, I will have that down in the description below. This is one of those YouTubers that I consider an expert prepper. You know, their whole channel is dedicated to prepping. And I encourage you to watch it, because there's a lot more going on than just the part I'm sharing with you. I thought this little aspect was really interesting, and so that's why I wanted to share it with you, because you might think that it's pretty cool too. So when it comes to home security, RV security, there is a part of it that's considered sort of a defensive strategy, and it's, you know, not guaranteed to spare you, but it's certainly a line of defense that doesn't hurt, and it's really kind of psychological, and that's why I think it's super cool. So, you know, there are those of us that are comfortable having guns. Some people like having knives, baseball bats. I mean, there's a plethora of items that you can go to when things become that dire. This is a strategy to help you avoid even getting it to that level, which totally works for me. So the way this works is, you know, say you're out somewhere, and this would also work in a home and an apartment. It's not just for RVs, obviously, but the idea being is that if a desperate person is sizing up your particular home to come and take stuff from you, you want to present yourself as the least attractive possibility. So my hope is that they're gonna still want to take the path of least resistance. So I want to present my situation as completely unattractive. I want to let them know that I'm security minded and that best they pass on bothering me. So how do I think I'm going to accomplish that? Well, I want to resort to something called threat deterrence, which basically means using signs. So I went out to Amazon and I looked around and I picked some signs that I thought were really fabulous. And I'll put links in the description below, so if you like any of them, you can get them for yourself. But before we go to that, I just want to show you a sign that I got when I first hit the road. Actually, I think I had this sign at my house. I did. It's just totally adorable, so I just want to show it to you. Look. It's my puppy. It says, "You might get in, but you won't get out." And then it says the Eskimo Security Company. So I thought that was pretty cute. But now I want to show you the signs that are really more appropriate if things start getting a little unruly with the cocoa bug and economic collapse and food prices going up and possible food shortages, and who knows what we're in for. But anyway, this is, I think, a little something everyone can do, and, you know, hopefully it'll add a line of protection, because that's the whole point. Because I want to stay safe, and I want you guys to stay safe. Okay, ready for the first one? Now, I got double signs. The idea being that I can put one in the window by the door, and I can put the other one in the rear window of my RV. So it kind of, if I get scoped out from either of those positions, I'll be covered. So the first one I thought would make a person think twice about coming and bothering me in my RV is a quarantine sign, right? Who wants to come get the virus? So I got a couple of these. I figured, again, remember, I just want them to look at my place and go, yeah, pass, and go on to the next. I gotta be careful where I put this out. I mean, if I'm boondocking, that's awesome, but if I'm staying in an RV park, they might kick me out and tell me I can't use the laundry. Okay, I really like this one, because I know they're gonna hear my dogs and not necessarily see my dogs, so they can let their imagination run wild. But I got this one. So, beware of dogs, and then I like this line, not responsible for injury or death. So, and I like the visuals of these guys. They look awfully vicious, don't they? So this one must have cost more money because I only bought one for some reason. But I got this one. Private property, no trespassing. Owner will defend this property according to castle doctrine, with state castle doctrine. And I didn't know what that was. Do you? If you look it up, state castle doctrine basically means that different states have sort of stand your ground when it comes to protecting your own home. So it kind of says that if you enter my property and I do you harm, I am protected, and it's different in the different states, but it just, again, you're just trying to give a person who is thinking about bothering you a reason not to. And so I really like this one, and I kind of learned something too. How about you? And of course, I'm gonna have to decide what circumstance I'm in, what's the state of affairs of who might be trying to bother me, as to which sign would be appropriate. So, you know, I could put up the cocoa bug one when I think that one would work best, and put up the dog one when I think that works best, and I can put up the state castle doctrine one when I think that'll work best. So what do you think? Do you think this strategy has some merit to it? I mean, it's not a big investment, and, you know, I think I could get a little bang for my buck. Now, I hope I never have to put any of those signs up, but I like the idea that I have them. And who knows, you know, it could just make the difference. So I hope I brought up something you hadn't really thought about before. I know I hadn't. And if you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about this whole sign strategy. And as always, new subscribers are always appreciated. See you next time.